Right, good evening. Welcome to Hungary round 13 of the championship in WNR. We are all ready to go, so everyone can ready up. I'll turn my stream down. Yeah, all good to go. Everyone was in the session a couple of minutes ago, well early today, so we can get an early start. Finish a few minutes earlier as well. We'll have a look through the standings once the session gets started, and then go through the results of last week as well. Of course, last week was our first week back after a break week, wasn't it? It was in Azerbaijan. And, yeah, it was a strange race, really, wasn't it? I think Sloth won it in the end, didn't he? Got pole position. Weisheng wasn't at the top in the race, was he? But it was, again, a thrilling race, as it always is.
Yeah, it's going to be some action tonight.
Absolutely.
Train coming your way.
Just wait for everyone to ready up, and then we're good to go. Evening Mushroom and Evening Incident. Yeah, serious Mushroom. Here he is. He is racing in the Haas today. I think it's his first ever race in a championship. He was in the Premier League. I don't think he missed a single race last year, and for the beginning part of this season, reserved last week too. But this is his first race in the championship, and of course, we always mention that it's not a huge difference between the Premier League and Championship, but be interesting to see what Mushroom can do here tonight.
Consistent, so I think he'll score some points.
Absolutely, yeah. Not quite sure why in a Discord it hasn't copied the link into announcements. I've just had to do it myself. Yeah, I've just had to do it myself because it's not done it. I'm not quite sure why, but
yeah, what's going on?
yeah, I've had to put it in there myself anyway. It's probably why a lot of people have readied up, because they don't know we've actually started the stream. But let's have a look at that after. Just need one more person to ready up, and then we're all good to go. Yeah, good to see Vintage as well. Of course, he had to stream last week because for some reason PlayStation would not let me stream the championship race. It just kept popping up with error. So Vintage streamed, and then I raced badly. I didn't.
That was a good race, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, we were battling at the back, about 3 laps down. Good luck, everyone saying weekend night racing. I think I might be KD or Vintage on that account, but yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, Hungary's one of those tracks you might need a bit of luck when it comes to overtaking, because you have to be really, really patient, like last week in Azerbaijan. Even to young Tommy. Young Tommy's going to be racing as well off the back of a P2 just now in League One.
Fantastic race with young Tommy there, wasn't it?
30 laps I think he did on the hards. 32 laps on the hards. Absolutely incredible. Tyre wear. Sloth saying hit the wall more times than you had completed laps. I'm not sure if he's talking about Theo there, but Theo says hello. And Falling Moment saying good luck everyone. It was him on the WNR account. And I got Irish ADHD saying go on McKenty. McKenty was Irish ADHD, if you don't know, it's Argentina. He was McKenty's teammate at Haas last year in the championship, and he's been off for quite a few weeks, and he reserved in League One just now, and I think he finished, was it 5th? I think he finished. So absolutely brilliant race from there. Might have been 5th or 6th. Good evening to Farf. Oh, he's talking about me, Sloth. Sloth was talking about me. To hit the wall more times and completed laps. Yeah, I was probably about right, to be honest. I couldn't do it in the wet. When it went to Inters in Azerbaijan, I was okay. But, yeah, the damage was done, and I lost it on the straight and crashed out anyway. But, yep, that was Azerbaijan. I'm back in the commentary box where I belong. Well, I'll struggle at this, but the racing even more so. Anyway, Bradfield's always in P1. I don't know why it always does that. I don't know why it does that. Only ever time he is P1, to be honest, but I knew that was coming. And Weisheng, of course, down there. So yeah, let's go through the grid for tonight. We've got 2 reserves in, as we've already mentioned. Serious Mushroom and the Haas replacing the Alpha Fox tonight. And then we have got Young Tommy and the Williams replacing Ayrton tonight. I think it's the first time he's ever missed a race. Theo's left the session already, so he's going to struggle with his connection today. Yeah, I don't have to say this anymore, but we do have that glitch for about 45 seconds in front in spectator mode. Hope they fix this for next season in F1 2021. Obviously that was I think it's the 16th of July F1 2021 is going to be released, so get pre-ordering that.
But if you want to get it 3 days early, it's 75 quid, isn't it?
Oh, I haven't looked closely at it yet. Yeah, of course, hopefully we'll sort out the calendar and that soon, but another tricky thing about that is that the 3 new tracks aren't going to be on the game straight away. They're going to be added to the game after it's released, so that might complicate things in terms of the calendar next year, so we might have to wait a while before all that's sorted out. But anyway, we've got 10 races left, including this one, as Irish doesn't like that speed sign, did he? He's just taking it out. But yeah, I think Irish is the first out on the track. We've got 6 cars out. Did you have a look at what is the weather saying? What's the weather?
It said dry so far. Dry quality, dry race.
There we go then. So looks like it's dry. We had no rain, did we? I don't think in League One race. Did you see any rain? Did you watch it?
I only watched the end of it.
Yeah.
About 10 laps.
Yellow flag just for a couple of cars slowing down. Yeah, Justin is very low, can barely hear him, not quite sure why. If you go on party, if you press PlayStation, go on party settings, turn your microphone up maybe, or go on settings, go on audio devices and turn it up. Anyway, Irish, we're going to go on board with Irish. Have a look at the broadcast camera of his lap. I think he's got Red Bull behind. I think it might be Adam. Yeah, Adam's getting a bit of a tow there, that's going to help him.
Turned it up, I had it really low. Just let us know on the stream if you can.
No, it's not much better. I was just listening out for it, it's not much better.
It was on low, I turned it right up.
You probably turn the sound up, not the microphone. Irish just on a slow lap here, by the way. It's not noticed that, but Adam's got past him, so I think Adam's going to be first on the lap. Or actually, it might be Liam. I think Liam's going to be first. He's overtaken him.
There we go. Hopefully that's better.
No, I still can't hear him much more, but anyway, we'll focus on this. Not very well, no. See what Liam's first lap's going to be like. Usually does a few runs in Q1, doesn't he, Liam? That's a 1:14.9 so far for Liam. Adam's going to be next. We think he got a bit of a tow from Irish, although he's still good 8 tenths off Liam at the moment. Then have Irish on his slow lap. Theo's only just joined back, so he needs to get back in that car quickly. I think Equaz is going to be next. Used all his ERS, and he's up to P1. What a lap that is from Equaz, 5 tenths quicker than Liam. I don't know what that noise is. It's like you got Hoover going off, Justin. I have to mute you. Yeah, I can't even hear you now. Woods is in P5. He's also set a slow lap, just like Irish has. Probably just an extra preparation lap, but now they're going flying for it. I'm going to have to mute you in a minute. All I can hear is a bloody Hoover going off, whatever it is. I can hear you, but I can hear a Hoover. Adam's left the session as well, so we've got the same problems with a couple of their connection. Young Tommy is on a lap in P8. I'm not sure if that's a quick lap, it looks it. Yeah, it's an awkward place to invalidate. When we get a car going over the line in a minute, we'll do a whole lap with one of them. We've got Plotters is about to cross the line. He's invalidated, so I think he's going to go again. We'll watch his lap. We'll go on board with him. First, yeah, DRS along the straight. I tend to hug this curb here on the right hand side. He's gone for a wider line, and we get the DRS zone coming out of turn 1. Just a short stretch down, difficult to overtake. Left-hander in turn 2. You want to try and avoid that curb. You swing back in right, go over the curb, and this is the bugger really. Turn 4, this is where you're going to see a lot of cars lose it. Ride that curb and go flat out, close to invalidating there. Turn 5, you've got to avoid that white curb on the right hand side. That can spin you into the wall. Quick little turn 6 and then turn 7. This is a really difficult sequence, and he takes a lot of that curb there, Plotters. Clip the left hand curb, clip the right one. Again, another invalidating place if you go 4 wheels off there. You want to touch the curb, don't want to get too much. There you want to go on top of the curb. But if you do, that's the risk. You run too wide and then invalidate like Plotters has done again. He's in P18, he's invalidated his first 2 laps. Young Tommy got to P5, just set a benchmark, and Irish is up into P1. We've just seen the park to go up into P3, so good laps from them. And Vintage P6 as well. I think he can do a bit more than that though. He's going to need to if he wants to get through anyway. Sloth in P15's back across the line. He's up to P2, just off Irish's time. Great time that is from Irish. And Sloth as well. Sloth just off him. Haven't seen the best of Irish yet. This is his third race now with us in the championship. Be good to see him get some points on the board. And we see Sloth just slow down to let some cars get out of the way. McKenty's on an outlap. Go on the vintage, saying Irish. Argentina. 10% off through F1 2020, saying Serious Mushroom. Yeah. One race I'd actually want wet, saying for the moment, so Jake Slayer would want it to be raining here. A few cars about to cross the line. Are any of them going to be setting laps? Woods manages to go up to 6th. He's improved slightly. Got a bit of a train there. Got to space themselves out of it. Good luck, saying Cryptic Alibi as well. Still no sign of Justin. Serious Mushroom P16 out on a lap now. He's got a McLaren out in front. I think that is Mackenzie. Yeah, it is Mackenzie. Got a few of them on a lap there now, coming out of sector 1. Oh, he's got a bit of spin there, but he's managed to hold it together nicely. Let's go on board with a few cars. Still yet to come out. Bevs is now on a lap. Theo's still in the pits, obviously disconnected. Plotters is going to get his lap set, but it's only P10. Third lap on those tyres as well. I think he is going for another run here though. As we just see, I think that was Sloth going for another lap. He hasn't improved. I think he's been saving up ERS on that lap, but now he's going to be going again. You'd think he'd be safe anyway at that time, but it's just about getting the practice in at least. McKenty then is going to be next across the lines. His teammate Liam comes into the pits in front. McKenty opens his DRS, he crosses the line up into P5, just ahead of his teammate Serious Mushroom, just behind him P7. I think the ones in the 114s are looking good, they should be okay. But yeah, again, don't take my word for that. But see Red Bull, who's at that is going to be Vice Sheng. Just to start his lap, and we've got Jake Slayer not far behind. Not many cars on a lap at the moment, but Bevs is going to be the next one to cross the line. Been on great form lately, Bevs had a slow start to the season, but I think he picked up P2, wasn't it, last week, and that was his second podium of the season as well, so he's finding good form in that Ferrari. It's a strong team, him and Farf. Bev crosses the line, and he's up to P4 as well. Yeah, good lap. Equals, brilliant lap there from Equals, up in P3 at the moment. Sloth is now coming to the pit, he's invalidated that lap, but yeah, he should be safe. Anyway, the Plotters in the pits, I think Plotters is coming across the line, he's coming in the pits too, so he doesn't feel he's going to be setting a good enough time on those tyres, and those tyres are probably gone now as well. I'll be surprised if we can get through on a 5th lap on those tyres. Shadows on that lap. Woods is in the pits. That wasn't Shadows I was on board with. Yeah, Shadows now crossing the line to start his lap. Bradfield's going to finish his first run. Struggled last week in Azerbaijan, as I did. It's a good lap there though, in the 114s, comfortably P6 ahead of both McLarens. That could be important. Vice Sheng's next across the line. He's usually in a top 2 with Sloth, isn't he? But at the moment Irish is P1. Vice Sheng crosses the line, and this is ridiculous. 1:13.4 for Vice Sheng. That's an incredible time. And he does this all the time though. A couple of times this season it has happened, as Jake the Slayer's next. He goes third. Mercedes looking really good. Second and third, great up there from Jake. Yeah, Vice Sheng a couple of times now has been dominating quali, miles in front, but then Sloth's pipped him to pole position, because Sloth saved some time for when it really matters. Got a few cars there trying to get through. Young Tommy and Farf both on outlaps. Got a Renault, and that is Shadders. He's going to be next to finish his lap. We've got no other cars in his extra fleet at the moment. Sorry to the McLaren, it appeared so far, say Mushroom. Yeah, Justin's very quiet, saying, yeah, I can't hear him at all. Equals saying Mushroom. So Sloth has now retired in the pit, so there we go. And we see Shadders goes up to P10, so yeah, in between the two McLarens. Yeah, Liam's definitely not safe there. I wouldn't say, I don't think Mushroom's safe. Yeah, I did say in the 114s I think it'd be okay, but I'm not sure now looking at that, because Liam's there. Farf and Plotters are still definitely going to improve their times, and the racing points haven't even set a lap yet. Although Theo is... no, he's not. That's Cryptic coming across the line to start his lap. Then we've got Woods on an out lap. Red Bull's coming to the pits, and we've got a Ferrari, and that is Farf starting a lap. Yep, Tommy on an out lap. Mercedes next. That's Jake Desailly. Is he going for back-to-back laps? No, he's not. He does do that sometimes. And then we've got Theo in sector 3. He's now going to be the next car to set a lap. He had a very good result in ALR, didn't he, on Tuesday? Got onto the podium, so he'll be looking to carry that form on here, won't he? Jake Desailly's trying the pits too. He's definitely going to be safe with lap time. Theo open to DRS. He's about to cross the line. P14 for Theo, definitely not going to be safe for that time. As we next see a Haas, and that's Vintage crossing the line to start time. I do want to go through. Yeah, you go. I can hear you now. Still quite quiet, but I can hear you now. Plotter's now starting another time. Cryptic and Farf, both the 2 cars yet to set a time. Cryptic's actually one of the first ones, so we'll go on board with him. He's fell asleep and missed last week's race. We got -3 points last week. He goes just ahead of his teammate Theo into P14, so the racing points are struggling again. Adams in P16, he's just started lap 2, so the cars in front need to get out of the way, and they do that pretty well. Farf then has invalidated his lap somewhere in sector 3, so it's a shame for him. He's going to go for back-to-back laps. He got a podium, didn't he? I can't remember what track he got a podium at. He finished 3rd a few weeks ago, I think, in the championship, but I don't think he scored many points since. As we see, I think Liam's now going out. He's on the same scrub tyres though, so might be difficult for him to get through. And we have Theo's out. Theo's had a huge crash with Vintage. Theo and Vintage have had a crash. I don't know what's happened there. As we see young Tommy got the P4, great effort from Tommy. I don't know what's happened between Theo and Vintage there, but Theo's out, he's lost his wheel, and Vintage was spun around as well before going to the pits. Not sure if anyone's got a grid penalty for that or anything, but not sure what's gone on between them there. And Liam's invalidated his time. I wonder if he's spun on turn 4 there, because his tyres are looking pretty scrubby as well. So he might have to come into the pits and then put some fresh softs on. I don't know what happened there. Weisheng shouldn't be here at Times Madness. He didn't even win last week. He finished 8th. So, you know, if we say Weisheng shouldn't be here, I'm sure there's other people that have a great case of saying a few others should be in a higher league as well. And there's only 20 places in the Premier League. Not, you know, if there was 24, I'm sure we'd find a room for 24 Premier League drivers. But there's not, is there? So they have to budge somewhere. Yeah, Farf in the pits then, Vintage in the pits. He's definitely got more time in the bag than that. Adam, Theo and Cryptic all out at the moment. Theo is definitely out because he crashed his car. Yeah, I'm sure Farf has got more time in the bag than that. But there's no, apart from Farf, there's no huge shocks at the moment when you look at the standings. You know, it is those drivers towards the bottom, the ones that are currently going out.
Can you hear me a bit better now, Jake?
No, I can't. You're incredibly quiet. Plotter's is P6 by the way, and we've just seen, I think, a serious mushroom going up to P7. There we go, it's a good time from him. I think he should be okay. No, I can hardly hear you, it's like you're whispering. Adam's coming into the pits then, so yeah, that, ooh, well, I'm not sure what he's struggling to get in the pits, but he needs to be quick. He should have enough time, it's only a relatively short lap, so he should have enough time to put some fresh softs on and go for it again. No, still like a whisper. It's nothing to do with how you got the mic in. You need to play your settings. But yeah, you've obviously played with it somehow because you've got a lot quieter. Woods on an out lap then, locking up. Don't actually think we've got anyone on a lap at the moment. We've got Bevs is invalidated. Serious Mushrooms on a slow lap. Yeah, Vintage is out on the track. He's on an out lap now. I think McKenty's on the lap, but he's invalidated. So yeah, McKenty, touch and go there. I think he might be okay. Oh, Cryptic's out. Cryptic, I don't know if he's retired in the pits, but yeah, both racing points are going to be out then. But yeah, Farf, definitely. There you go, that's better. That's much better. Yeah, I can hear you clearly now.
Good. Good. Right, I'm going to go set a lap. I don't think I'm safe. I'm not sure.
Don't you?
No, I'm going to go out.
Young Tommy happy P4, yeah, absolutely incredible. Young Tommy, Menace Max and Dylan was the podium in Hungary, wasn't it? So for League One, so they're all looking good to get promoted. There's a big gap at the moment. They've got Crazy Bill catching them, but those three are looking good for the championship next year. And young Tommy, I think he's at the top of the standings as well, so all the practice he can get in the championship will be good to him. It will take something pretty dramatic for him not to get promoted now. No pressure. I say no pressure, he doesn't know what the word means. I think 32 laps on the hards today, after having an incident early on. I think he must have had, because he was towards the back and pitted early, and he managed to do that. It was incredible effort from him. Farf now on the lap. He'll have time to do one more lap if he does make a mistake. Oh, and he nearly went wide there, but he's keeping it together, Farf. Of course, going late with no time on the board, it does put the pressure on a bit, because if you make one little mistake, that could be you out. Farf has left it late, and he has done this before as well, left it quite late. So he knows what he's doing. Obviously, he tracks quicker towards the end of the session as the evolution goes on. Farf is going to set this lap, and I think it's going to be pretty quick, and I think, looking at it, it's going to be enough to get him through. And he goes up into P11. He goes out of Bradfield. Not the quickest lap you'll see, but it might be enough. McKenty has now retired too, and I think that was in the pits. So yeah, I think Farf and Bradfield should be okay. Woods is in the pits too. So yeah, Farf and Bradfield absolutely safe. Vintage is only a tiny bit up on his time through sector 1. Adam's there too, he is up on his time too, so that you never know, both of them. We know that Woods is going out, we know that both Racing Points are going out. Shadow's on a lap too. We might have both Renault out here as well if Shadow's can't set a time, but he's usually cool and calm under the pressure. Cool, calm and consistent is what describes Shadow's as. He's in the top half of the standings, which I promise we will go through in a minute when this session is over. Just been non-stop so far at Hungary, with it being a short track and constant action. Never get a break. As you're about to see a Haas, and is that vintage? It is vintage. Improved only just. It's 1:15.7 though, so he's still in last. He might be going for another lap here though. And no, he's not. So vintage is going to be out. He's going to be starting last. Adams invalidates. He's coming to the pits, and there we go. It's all done. All done. Again, an anticlimax. Again, we get this quite a lot now. But Vintage wasn't quick enough. He's going to be starting 20th. Adam invalidated, so he's down in 19th. Theo crashed, I'm not sure what happened, but he's in 18th. Cryptic 17th, and then Woods in 16th. So they are the cars going out, and you have to say there's no big surprises in the cars that are going out. I will just quickly check the race director to see if there's any grid penalty for Vintage or Theo, because no, there's not. But they must have had it coming together, because obviously Theo's wheel came off and Vintage had wing damage and was facing the wrong way coming to the pits. Anyway, we are, yeah, the car's going out. Adam's saying he's done no practice. Well, it's still a competitive enough time, you know. It's not far off Racing Point. It's ahead of Vintage as well, so you'll still definitely be in a battle. Vintage is too clean to do stuff like that. I doubt Theo saying Vintage pushed him into what? Yeah, he obviously wouldn't have done it on purpose. Obviously, no. Stick your footage in, if you know. We'll have a look at it. But yeah, absolutely wouldn't have been on purpose, I'm sure. And Serious Mushroom saying he's struggling. Yeah, I mean, you got to take away Vice Sheng's time, because you know that's just insane. He's less than 3 temps off P2, Serious Mushroom. So if that's him struggling, less than 3 temps off P2, then if he's going well, he's going to be right up there. But you look at the drivers below Vintage, below Mushroom as well. Equaz, Liam, Bevs, Farf, yourself, McKenty, Shadders, they're all quick drivers as well, so it is just such a tight field. And then yeah, there's a gap in the time between 15th and 16th, and yeah, those are the drivers towards the bottom of the standings. As you can see there, confirmation of the cars going out. And yeah, there's only 7 temps between 15th and 2nd. And then it's 7 temps between 1st and 2nd. But as we said earlier, that time from Vice Sheng, I can hear myself in the background. You got the stream on really loud?
No, I haven't got the stream on at all.
I can hear myself in the background, I don't know why.
Really?
Must be an echo going on. Oh, so Mercedes looking good, aren't they? And Williams. We've got Red Bull, Mercedes, Williams, Alfa Romeo. Both Ferraris next to each other too, and Alfa Tauris and McLarens. Yeah, the racing points are next to each other down the bottom, and then Renault only just getting through. What an awful Q1, same plotters, but he got through at least, which is more what we can say for 5 of them.
It wasn't a great lap though.
Right, standings. Sloth overtook Liam last week for the first time this season. Liam's been in the lead all the way, really, isn't he? But yeah, Sloth got ahead after Liam retired in the pits. Azerbaijan, Sloth won the race, so he's now 8 points clear in the lead, Sloth. Liam's then 27 clear of Vice Sheng, who's in 3rd, and then it's 27 down to Lepatra in 4th. He finished 5th last week. Jake Desai was on the podiums, as was Bevs. 4 points between them in 5th and 6th, and then there is a bit of a gap to Shadders in 7th. Then Equaz, McKenty and Bradfield make up the top 10. Towards the bottom we got Woods on -5, although he did get his first points of the season last week.
He did, done well. Fox, he was on it, wasn't he?
He did, yeah, he did well. Alpha Fox is on -3. Irish is on no points, but he's only raced twice. I'm sure he's going to be looking good to pick points up here today. Adam's got 1, Vintage has got 2, Theo 7, Ayrton 11, who's missing his first race of the season tonight, and Cryptic is on 11. So yeah, it's pretty close and compact down the bottom, and any points for any of them are going to be important and could be vital towards the end of the season. And constructors, McLaren are in the lead only by 16 points to Williams. Ferrari up in 3rd, as we mentioned earlier. Bevs and Favre, really good team, they're up in 3rd, and at the bottom it is Racing Point with just 18 points this season, and it is Renault in 9th. So they are the 2 teams wrapping out down the bottom. Theo had already crashed, Vintage said. Yeah, Vintage, good time. Yeah, Serious Mushroom saying that was, yeah, it was competitive time. It was, got points, didn't he, in Austria? Was it Austria? I think he got points in the championship. I can't remember what track it was, but yeah, we know he's definitely capable of it. Equaz putting the intermediates on. I don't quite think it's time for that, but we're on fitted tyres, and Bradfield is the first car. No, he's not. Oh yeah, he is, because Irish is behind him. Bradfield's going out on the mediums. That's pretty early, so maybe he's going to be doing 2 runs. We did see earlier on League 1, I think it was Chronic Ballistic, did 25 laps on the mediums and finished 7th. So it's not the...
Nah, lost that bit there.
Yeah, sliding a bit. Wouldn't lost too much time. It's not the worst thing in the world having to do 2 runs on the mediums, whereas some other tracks it would cost you. Such as last week in Azerbaijan, you don't want to be starting on 2 or 3 lap hole mediums. Liam's left the session, so hopefully he can get back in pretty quickly. Everyone's got at least 3 invites, I think. Anyone does need any spare invites, they know what to do. They just need to ping a message in the comments and then they'll get them. Yeah, Serious Mushroom is on a lap on the soft as well. Of course, if there's anyone new of us, if you get through Q2 into the top 10, then you have to start on the tyres that you set that time on. Bradfield is going to set the lap low, so it must be half competitive at least, or we would have aborted and come in and saved the tyres, and he's invalidated. Listen, next lap.
A corner.
I don't know why he went so wide there. Irish,
I don't know why. Yeah,
as he usually does, just sets the slow time on the softs. I think that's probably on the scrubs, and then he's going to put the mediums on and bang them out as well. The park just starting lap, he's on the soft tyres too. Then have the Renault Shadows doing a 118.1. I think he's on the same on a scrub. Soft tyres, yeah, it's a good idea really. Because there's only 1 set of mediums, you see cars do this a lot. Just stick the scrub softs on from Q1 just to keep their track practice up. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3 just for cars cooling down, preparing for their lap. Do I need a spare invite saying Cryptic? Yeah, that'd be nice actually. Oh yeah, Cryptic can do that because he's not racing, he's out in Q1. He's starting 17th, isn't he? But yeah, just in case, I'm usually alright, but thank you, Cryptic. Next is going to be Ferrari. Bev's just crossed the line, he's on the mediums, he's going to be starting his lap. Only two laps on the board so far, and they're both slow laps, not competitive ones really. And we see Alfa Romeo across the line to start their lap. There we go, Cryptic has sent me a spare invite, lovely. Irish just on an in lap, I presume, on those soft tyres. Yep. Then we have, it is Laporte the next on his lap, and this is going to be a quick lap as well on the soft tyres. So I think this will be the lap he looks to get through on. Let's see what he does. He opens the DRS, crosses the line. It's a 1:14.7, which isn't bad. It's a good lap there. And Liam's left a session again, so he's having problems with his connection early on there. We get Williams and a Sloth doing the same thing. Yeah, slowing down for the line. Adams left a session too. Yeah, it's the same people most weeks that we have with the connection issues. It's a shame. Liam's lost 2 races because of it this season, where he's been leading, and then in the last knock-ins of the race, it's kicked him from the session. Sheng's on an out lap. We'll watch his lap when he gets on it. Plotters, he's not far behind though. On the medium tyres, he weren't happy with his Q1 performance, but like we say, that's not what matters the most. Yeah, Cryptic, if you could get Liam a couple of spare invites as well, I'm sure he'd appreciate that. So he's probably not got any spares now. And then Plotters in the Alfa Romeo, then DRS opens, crosses the line, up to P2, great up there, only a few tenths off his teammate, and he did his time on the softs. Bevs is going to be next, and he's up to P6, yeah, just a slow lap, extra preparation lap for those medium tyres. Laporte just on an in lap, and then we have the Williams of, it's not Young Tommy, sorry, that's Sloth, again invalidated. I think he's on an in lap on those scrub softs, and then it is Sheng, so we're going board with him. Nearly went wide there. Yeah, but he goes nowhere near that curb on the left hand side. Adams joined back too. He could do with some spare invites as well. So Sheng's wanting to start on the mediums. Look at the limits he pushes it to though. It's almost 4 wheels off every corner. Same again there. Doesn't make mistakes when he's doing it either. I mean, last week he did make mistakes, didn't he? I don't think he did get a point. Didn't he crash? I think he crashed out, didn't he? On the last lap. Sheng on the last lap, he crashed into Castle, didn't he? When he was on for points. Yeah, he really struggled in those slippery conditions. So we know he's not always, you know, not perfect. Sheng's up to P2, a slower than the Laporte's time in the softs. He's only a few tenths quicker than Plotters as well. So yeah, again that's beatable. DT Bevs goes up to P4. Don't know if he ran out of fuel or just backed off there. Yeah, he's slowed down at the end of that lap. I'm not quite sure why. He's about to see Young Tommy cross the line to start his lap. And we have Irish. He is now out on the mediums, as we thought he would be. Alpha Tauri of Equals is on an out lap too. So yeah, we've got Bevs on a slow lap, Sheng on a slow lap too. Bradfield's just started a lap on the mediums, and Young Tommy's already on a lap. So we'll look at Young Tommy. Yeah, Serious Mushroom saying he had no practice. Yeah, of course, yeah, that's the one thing reserving if space only came available for Serious Mushroom. I think late last night I messaged him, so yeah, but he only knew yesterday that he'd be racing, and Cryptic sent them both a few invites. Lovely, thank you very much. What's Adam's username? Oh, he's got him, that's fine. Tommy for president, let's make it trend and say, oh, and Tommy for president, Tommy for the wall advertising boards, I think, because he's just crashed into the wall. I think Dylan's jinxed that one a bit. Not sure how he lost it. Where is he on the track? I was reading the comments. It's a funny place to lose it there as well. It's not a common place to lose it, but he's only got minor wing damage. He's got that car going again. He'll be back in the pits. Young Tommy, well done Dylan for jinxing that. DT Bevs, yeah, still going slow on those mediums. Irish, and I think he's on a slow lap, isn't he? Yeah, it says +4, so he's gone for an extra preparation lap, and I think he's going to be bombing it now, trying to start on these tyres as Bradfield goes up to P4. He's a good 5 tenths off Plotters there, so I don't think that's overly safe.
No, it's not.
I wonder if he'll go to the softs or decide to stay outside and take the risk. Stay in and take the risk. Equals is going to be next to set a lap. 1:15.2, 3 tenths quicker than his teammate. Again, that could be important for Bradfield. I'm not sure what Bev's doing in his lap. Yeah, he's not going to get through that time. Sloth now going to start his lap on the mediums. Yeah, Irish already on the lap on the mediums, and Shadders is now too. Those 3 drivers I just mentioned all did banker laps on the scrub softs. Here goes Shadows then. DRS is open. It's about to cross the line. He's up to P8. McKenty went up to P7 just before that. Liam up to P5 as well. I missed both McLarens. They're going around together, alternating with the AlphaTauri. So none of them are absolutely safe yet. And who was next across the line? It is Irish. Here he goes. Up to P3. There we go. Look, really, really close to Weisheng that time, isn't it? So Weisheng maybe saving those mediums a bit if he's going to start the race on them, so they're not as worn, or maybe he's just not as quick on the mediums, because a good lap there from Irish, as we saw him in Q1 as well, setting a good time. Serious Mushroom and outlap them on the mediums as well. Mushroom is a driver I do think much prefers starting outside, lower down on the more durable tyre rather than the top 10 on the softs. Jake Lesley is about to start a lap. Sloth then.
Delighted if I get P11.
Yeah, it's a good place to start. Sloth on his medium run. There's a 1:15.3. I wonder if he's going to go again, because he's definitely not safe there. Not even made a mistake on his lap. But yeah, he's definitely not going to be safe down in P7. Still got 4 cars that have not set their times yet. Young Tommy being one of them. Changed that wing, got back out on the track, fast in the pits, leaving it late again. Jake Lesley and Mushroom are both on laps then. They're both in sector, well, Jake Lesley is in sector 1, Mushroom in sector 2. And yeah, it's going to be next one to set time as well, Serious Mushroom, so we'll keep watching his lap. He said he was struggling in Q1. I think it's still a good time from him though, so be one of those drivers. I'm not sure whether I have enough to get through on the mediums. Depends how many put the softs on. So far it's just the departure, but Bevs is now on an outlap on the soft tyres too, so the only 2 so far. It's looked like a tidy couple of sectors from when they've been on board with Mushroom. Let's see what he does. Opens the DRS, crosses the line, he's up into P8. We just sneaked ahead of Bradfield. Definitely not safe there, but pushes Bradfield, McKenty and Shadders all down. And I think McKenty is ready in those soft tyres. Young Tommy and Farf both out on the mediums. I don't think they'll have enough time to pit if they get this wrong. As we've just seen, Jake the Slayer only got to P11 on the mediums, so I think he's doing back-to-back laps here. He's going to need to as well, as he races round to the pits, but I'm not sure he's going to make it if he does. Farv on his outlap then, as is DT Bevs. Young Tommy is on his lap, so we're going to watch him. Sloth is just behind, and then Mushroom further in front. I wonder if Mushroom's going for back-to-back. Yeah, I think he is. Oh, I'm not sure actually. No, I think that time's slower, isn't it? It's not going to be a quick lap there from Mushroom. Here is Tommy Lynn. He's got a Mercedes in front. I think that is Jake the Slayer, who is also going back to back. He's 7 tenths up. There we go. Jake the Slayer is 7 tenths up as he comes out of sector 2. So he's definitely going to be looking good to get through. I don't know if he made a mistake early on in his first lap and decided to abort it and just go for a slow lap. Should I do no traction for the race, saying Cryptic? Up to you if you feel confident to do it. Slayer crosses the line, he's up to P5, much better there from Slayer. I should think he should be okay there. Sloth crossed the line, now he's up to P5 now ahead of Jake, so they both look okay. I mean, Plotter's fantastic up there, Irish as well in P3, they're both safety through, as is the Partner and Weisheng. The Partner's now going out in the mediums. I don't think he's going to beat his soft time with them though. We haven't got the Ferraris, they're both going to be next. DT Bevs is going to be first, sorry, it's an Alfa Romeo after Bevs. Bevs is going slow, so I think he's just saving ERS. And then he's going to be having one final run at it. Fast invalidated his time as well, so same for him. They're both going to have to wait till their next lap, and the Alfa Romeo in between is Departure on the mediums. So, not sure why he's gone out on the mediums. I don't think he's going to improve his soft time on those tyres. Let's have a look at Best. Yeah, so far it is just Departure on the mediums, but Shadders and McKenzie and Bevs all out on the soft tyres. Bradfield is out on the mediums again, so he's going for another time. And Serious Mushroom, yeah, is in the pits then, as we thought. I don't think he's one for starting on soft tyres, so he's going to take the risk, and I do think with a few cars on the softs below, he's going to be in trouble. Young Tommy He's in P8, not sure if he's still going to set a lap. Liam in P9, he's going out on the mediums again, so he's definitely at risk too. Equaz covering himself off by going onto the softs, and that might put Jake the Slayer in a bit of danger too, because him and Sloth are definitely done. McLaren and Liam's going to be first. Young Tommy crosses the line, and that's just a preparation lap for him. So I think Bradfield might be first. No, it's going to be Bevs. Bevs is now... Well, that was a quick lap from Bevs. On these soft tyres, he's flowing round. And he's about to cross the line. This is going to be it for Bevs on the soft tyres. You'd expect it to be a lap right towards the top. And it's right at the top by about 5 tenths. Bevs is going to safely be through. The Parker then invalidated his time. He's not going to beat that time from medium tyres, is he? Soft in P6. Could be in a bit of trouble with the cars on the softs behind. Jake the Slayer and Equaz could be. Equaz has not made the line. He's misjudged that. He tried to go out on the softs. Farflane is on the medium tyres. Now, can he get up to P7? Oh, what's happened here? I don't know why Farf just slowed down going across the line. Then he's run out of fuel or just decided to go slowly. Bradfield is going to be next. Well, Equaz is going to be next, but he's already got the checkered flag. So he's misjudged that. Sloth's retired down in 6th. I think he should be okay. Bradfield crosses the line. He's out. He's up into 11th. Him and Mushroom are out. McKenty's invalidated his time. He's getting out of the way for Shadows, so McKenty's invalidated. He's down in 13th. Only car now that can improve is Shadows towards the bottom. Liam goes up to P8. Young Tommy's coming to the pit, so it's all between Shadows and Tommy, and Shadows goes really wide. Shadows is on the softs though, so he might still have the time in the bag to make up to it. It's really close to the pit wall there. This is going to be tight. Will Shadows knock Tommy out? Yes, he does. By less than a tenth. He even backed off, I think, there towards the end. Let's have a look at the gap. Exactly. There we go. Look how close that is between Jake the Slayer, Shadows, Liam, Equaz and young Tommy. 0.006 was the difference between Tommy and Equaz there. So Equaz very lucky to stay through. Shadows, despite a mistake in that sector 3, manages to get through. And as you can see, the cars that will start on the soft tyres are DT Bevs, the Parker and Shadows. The rest in the top 10 will start on the mediums.
Yeah,
Tommy start 11th, Bradfield 12th, Mushroom 13th, McKenty 14th and Farf in 15th.
I was 2.5 tenths up, but I lost it, but I got to gain a tenth back, but I'd take 12, happy with that. I'd rather not do like 5 laps, old medium tyres.
Yeah. Dylan saying Farf was on low fuel mode, so there we go. He did invalidate a lap previously, didn't he? So he's obviously not putting enough fuel in the car for 2 laps. Yeah, Equaz saying that was really close between himself and Tommy, as you can see there, 0.006. Good lap from Bevs in the part to there, but yeah, look how close that is between Vice Sheng and Irish on the mediums. It's interesting to see. But Equaz and Liam, look at them sneaking through on the mediums. I think they're very lucky that Farf didn't get a competitive time set, and lucky that McKenty invalidated too, because they could easily been out. But they're through to Q3 now. Top 10 shootout coming up. Yeah, P11 can't complain, saying young Tommy. Open strap.
You can't complain at P11.
Fresh tyres. Great place to start. I'd rather start 11th than 9th or 10th on worn softs.
That's it. I could have got 9th or 10th, and then I'll be a lot of 5-6 old lap old mediums, and it's like, it's not good. No, thank you.
This is it then. Let's have a look at what teams we've got. We've got both Mercedes and both Alfa Romeo.
I'm going to go. Talk before in a moment. Said I wonder who'll get pole. I'm going to go for Sloth.
So Sloth, yes. Let's have a look. Let's have a look into the statistics.
I don't know if he's sandbagging or he's I don't know if he's struggling.
Well, he's done it before, sandbagging, isn't he? He's done that a couple of times. Got Mercedes first out. I think it might be Irish. We'll have a look.
I don't know. It's between Sloth and Irish, I think. Or
so pole positions.
Sheng as well.
Liam's got 3 pole positions. They were in Australia, Spain and Monaco, so they were earlier on in the season. Vice Sheng's only got 3 as well. France, Canada and Brazil. Sloth's got 4. Vietnam, Bahrain and China and Austria. Actually, Sloth's got 5 because Azerbaijan on that as well. So
I don't know. There's 3 drivers in the Irish, Sloth and Vice Sheng in there. could have a surprise, but
Cryptic
I'd
Alibi
like to
needs
see
to
a surprise.
update these statistics because there's only 10 pole positions on there, and we've had 12 races so far. But yeah, it's only Sloth, Liam, and Vice Sheng right
Well, who are
up
you going
there.
to call for it? What's your call?
I'm never right when I call it, but all I'm gonna say is I'm gonna keep my eyes on Irish because I want to see someone different get pole position, and he's been really good in Q1 and
feeling it
Q2.
could be Irish.
Uh,
But I'm gonna stick with Sloth.
I'm not making a prediction. I'm just saying, watch out for Irish. Plotters for podium, saying Young Tommy. Yeah, it was a very good medium time he set as well, wasn't it, in Q2? First car to set a lap is going to be Liam, so he's the one that's going to get the telly time. In that McLaren, he'll be looking to get back to the top of the perch. In the standings, won't he, after losing that lead for the first time this season last week in Azerbaijan? He is a driver that's better in races than he is qualifying, which is the same for me really. I don't qualify very well, and well, apart from last week, yeah, race pace I do tend to find much better. But Liam's sector 1 is a 26.4. Yeah, it's interesting to see how flat out they go around there. Some of them cut that curve, some of them completely avoid that left hand curve, and here as well a little sequence gets through there nicely without taking too much curb. And a Mercedes, I think that's Jake Desay getting out of the way on his outlap. And no, it's not, it must have been Irish. Has Irish had an off? I think Irish might have had an off there. Yeah, he's a slow sector, so Irish's lap isn't going to be a competitive one. Liam's now coming through sector 3. He's kept it all nice and tidy. Plotters for pole, saying Dylan. That's another new shout we've had. He is on a lap, as is everyone apart from Jake and Sloth. They're just on their outlaps at the moment. Liam's going to be first to set his lap, opens his DRS, crosses the line. It's a 1:14.1 for Liam. Good time from him there. The Parkster's going to be next. In the Alfa Romeo, it's just slower than Liam, so Liam's ahead of the Park at the moment. They're both in the top 4 in the standing, so that could be crucial. Equals now crosses the line, and he's up to P3, few temps off. Next is going to be Plotters, and yes, someone said Plotters, and it's a great lap from him there, and Shatters the 1:15.6. That's quite a bit off the pace there. Then have a Mercedes, and that's Irish. He's now going for another lap. It's just going to be a slow lap as he had a poor sector 1. Weisheng's going to be next. What can he do? 1:13.5 for Weisheng. That is going to take some beating. Although I think he did a quicker time, didn't he, in Q1? So I think he might have some more time in the bag. Jake Slayer's on an outlap. DT Bevs has invalidated his time, and then we've got Sloth. Sloth's invalidated his time as well. He has done that before. So yeah, we're all done for our first run then. It's just Jake Slayer who's quite a bit further back, so if he watches that, we'll go on board with him. So yeah, Plotter's up in P2 at the moment. Sloth and Bevs invalidating. Although, yeah, I think Bevs has just started a lap again, yeah, and Sloth's going to do the same thing, so they're both going to go for a second run. Jake the Slayer, 26.4 in sector 1. A little bit wide though. I mean, we know we say avoid that right hand curve, but I think he went a bit too wide there, Jake. Although he's a lot quicker than I am when it comes to qualifying, so who am I to tell him what line to take? Vice, Irish, Sloth, same for the moment. Vice, Sheng or Sloth, same mushroom. Yeah, they're Vice, Sheng and Sloth are definitely the two of late to be towards. Oh, Irish, I missed Irish's second lap. He's gone up to P3 of a 1:14.1, just off Plotters though. Forgot he was on a second lap as well. Jake Desay is then on his first lap. He's improved a lot recently. Got a couple of podiums as well, hasn't he? Jake Desay crosses the line. 1:14.1 puts him 100th ahead of his teammate. DT Bevs is going to be next. He's just going through the last couple of corners. A 180-degree turn to put him into the final corner, and then onto the straight or into the pits. Bevs obviously thought that time wasn't going to be competitive enough, so he pulls it into the pits. Sloth is going to set his time though, and this I expect to be good from Sloth, even though it's a second run. Sloth crosses the line. It's a 1:14.1. He's down in 6th, Sloth. Although
I don't know if he's struggling this track. I don't know if it's
he might be, but again, I've said that before, and he just saves it for the last run, doesn't he, and then brings it out of the bag when no one expects it. And that wasn't his second run too, and it is incredibly close. Less than it's about a 10th between 2nd and 6th, and the Park is not too far off that either. Equals had a good, I think it was a good Q1 he had, wasn't it? But I'm sure he's got some more time than that. Is he coming in the pits? He's coming out, isn't he? Now coming out the pits already. Yeah, Shadow's over a second off. I know he's got more time in the bag than that. And DT Bevs as well invalidated his time and aborted his second run. So be interesting to see what he can do as well. Yeah, as we know, we've got no racing point, have we? In Q3, we mentioned the teams. We've got 2 cars. We've got 2 Mercedes. We've got 2 Alfa Romeo. We've got no racing point, and we've got no Haas. There we go. It's the other team because Mushroom went out in Q2, and Vintage will be starting last. Get him in the Prem already, saying young Tommy. We'll see if he wins the race. If he doesn't win the race, all about the race. Oh, who have we got then? Liam just starts his lap. Equaz, as we saw, is now on his out lap. But we'll watch Liam's lap in that McLaren. Cryptic's bold statement is that Vice will be the first and only driver to win League One, the Championship and the Prem. But he didn't even win League One, so he's never going back to League One, so your statement's already proved wrong, Cryptic. It's a great statement, that. Liam's on his lap anyway. Yeah, it was Le Parc that won League One. Second was DT Bevs. They were the 2 having the battle at the top. And Shadders was third. Oh, that could be invalidated. Yeah, it is invalidated for Liam. He's got time to come back in the pits though and refuel that car if he needs to. And yeah, Shadders was third in League One. He was Mr. Consistent again. Weisheng missed a couple of races, but because he was lap quick, that's why he made it for promotion. We put about 6 or 7 championship drivers down to League One. It's more of a reshuffle we had, and Liam does come into the pit, so we'll watch Equaz's lap. So you see him coming down the hill now. It's a lovely view, that.
It's hopefully next season it'll sort of like even itself out, so we've got like a close battle between.
Yeah,
like,
I mean that's why last season we put like the bottom six or so down from the championship, and again, there's always going to be a couple of drivers that come and leave. Obviously, there's other commitments and things like that. There's life to get on with, so things will always be changing, but it's just about making it as good as possible. And of course, Weisheng, he's not sure if he can make every Saturday, so we wouldn't want to take him away from the championship and then not be able to race just because he can't make the Premier League. Anyway, Equaz, yeah, see, I noticed that of a lot of cars, they run out of their airs early. I don't want to press the button to save it in
he's got to
sector
challenge
2.
himself though in the Premier League, though, isn't he?
There's a good lap though from Equaz. It's really competitive. It's half a tenth off second, but he's in 6th. That's how close it is between these. And Irish just now crossing line to start his lap. And he's the only other car out on track apart from Equaz. He does always do this, Irish. He goes out early for his second run. Whereas all the other cars are in the pits still. Jake Laslay's just come out of the pits. Jake Laslay usually does 2 runs on his final run. But yeah, everyone else usually just waits till about 2 minutes to come out the pits and then set their time right at the end. We'll actually watch. There we go. I like watching the broadcast view, but when it's actually showing a car you can't see, it's no good. Good sector 1 from Irish. He's got some brilliant pace in his car, hasn't he? And Mercedes team looking really, really.
So.
Yeah, it always comes up purple. That just means personal best. But yeah, it means he's up on his own time. Of course, in real F1, it means best of all. Real F1, which is back on tomorrow in Imola, qualifying after a long 3 weeks. It's been good to see what goes on there.
Drive a car at the minute, do they?
Oh, there's so many crashing everywhere, including Nikita Mazepin.
Oh, he's a great driver.
That's just for sponsorship money, isn't it? Irish then comes onto the straight. He's definitely up. He's definitely up on his time. Is he close to Weisheng? He crosses the line.
He's close.
It's less than. It's just over a tenth off.
Yeah.
And he's slowed down there, Irish. I think there might be Irish done, but it's only just over a tenth off Weisheng. So it's a great lap there. Jake Laslay is now crossing the line to start his lap. He's the only other car on the lap, so we're going to watch Jake Laslay's lap too. We'll see both Mercedes. Ineos are getting some good viewing time, aren't they? Mercedes sponsor. Where is hardcore DT Bev's fans club? Yeah, someone's just mentioned. I'm not sure where they've gone to. Let them down, aren't they?
He's normally there, aren't they? They're normally there, aren't they?
Oh, Jake Laslay. He's backed off there. I think he was put off there by his teammate in front. The Irish got out of the way, but I don't think Jake Laslay was too happy about that. Irish did nothing wrong. I think he just put Jake off, worrying about the cars in front. As Equaz has retired in the pits, he's not going to be able to get out in time. But we have now got everyone else out on the track. Shadders is
I think
on
Jake's
out
got
lap.
enough fuel left.
Yeah, Jake is going to be going for another lap. He's got enough fuel.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, Plotter's on an out lap. Just got off the track. I think Bevs is on a lap, so Bevs is going to be next. Car's getting out of the way nicely for him there. Very hard to do at a track like Hungary. You don't want to be going onto the grass really, because it affects your tyres. But if there's a car coming past, that's what you're going to have to do. Bevs then, I think this might be his final run. He's not got much airs left or fuel. Crosses the line. Bevs up to P3. That's a brilliant lap again. A lot quicker.
Right,
Plotter's now crossing the line. It's just to start a lap. Irish is into the pits and he's not going to improve anymore. Sloth's on an out lap. You'd expect a big improvement from his time there. The question is how much of an improvement. Liam now starting his lap too. Same voice saying he's now starting his lap. Everyone on a lap now apart from Equals and Irish who are in the pits. First to finish their time is going to be Leparter down in P9 at the moment. He's just over a tenth up. Checkered flag is now out. We've got yellow flag in sector 1. That's Bev's going slowly. He's not going to improve anymore. Leparter crosses the line up to P5. So he does improve a few places there. Shadows is going to be next. He's 5 tenths up. He needs a second and a half though if he's to improve on that P10 at the moment. It's a good final turn there. Entry onto the straight. Shadows crosses the line. 1:14.6. So he's a good half a second off there from Shadows, but much improved time. Jake the Slayer's 2.5 tenths up, so he's going to be getting to the 1:13s. Is he going to be ahead of his teammate at this rate? I don't think he will be. It's going to take a stonker of a sector 3.
He might get Bevs, but I think it might be 4th. See what he can do.
It's going to be 3rd or 4th at the moment. There's 3,000 between the racing Alfa Romeo at the moment. 3rd or 4th, it is 4th. He's not as quick as DT Bevs. Where's the Plotters? Oh, look at that, Plotters. He's 9,000th. Sloth's going to be next. He's 9,000th off Weisheng. Sloth is up to P3, so he's only 3rd. Liam's next. He's only in P8. It does mean, and Weisheng invalidated his time, but he is on pole position. And again, we see in Q1, don't we? Weisheng was about 8 tenths clear, 7 tenths clear, wasn't it, of P2? But when it gets to Q3, that gap tends to fall, and it was 9,000th Plotters was. Whoever said Plotters for pole position, that was a really, really brave prediction. It nearly worked because he's 9,000ths off. Have a look at the 8,000ths off even. Sloth just over a tenth. Irish just 5,000ths off Sloth, so close between them two as well. Bit of a gap to DT Bevs. Jake the Slayer will be disappointed at P6. I know he will, even though it's a good lap. Leparter in 7th, Liam in 8th, Equals in 9th. Really close between the top 9. And then Shadows is a bit further back, although I think he did make a mistake on his first run. Yeah, Plotter's putting a lap there, saying Mushroom. Absolutely, really, really quick lap from him there. Quicker than we've seen him before. Really challenging and splitting Weisheng and Sloth as well, which is good to see. And Irish nearly breaking into that as well. Yeah, 10th and a half then back from Irish, but great to see some changes towards the top instead of the straight Weisheng Sloth 1-2, which is usually by a good few tenths. Of course, Hungary being a quick track as well, only 1:13.
It's a horrible track.
Quick lap. There we go then. Yeah, Mercedes 4th and 6th, looking good for them. Alfa Romeo 2nd and 7th. But Red Bull takes pole position. Yeah, Cryptic Alibi, I know is this. He needs to get onto those statistics, get all the pole positions written down for me so I can actually read them out next week without getting them wrong. Good luck everyone, saying Serious Mushroom. Keep away Spinfield, I presume he means turn 5, that right-hander. That's absolutely spinny world that. In the battle to see, Cryptic versus the corner cut pens. Yes, you have. Good luck in the race, saying Cryptic. Messed up last corner, saying Formula won't. He would have got P3, he reckons. Medium or hard, starting with the back. I'd personally go for the hard if I was starting on the back row. Just because you don't know when the safety car's going to come. Gives you more of an opportunity towards the end of the race as well if there is a safety car. So that's personally what I'd do. I know a lot wouldn't want to start on the hards just in case it's an early safety car.
I've got to beat Serious Mushroom because I know what I'm going to do to him. He knows what's coming. He knows it.
I don't know what you're on about, but I presume you two do.
No, you don't know that me and Mushroom do, yeah.
Yeah, great to see Mushroom back racing, and yeah,
good.
He's be good to see him racing in the championship more in the future. My screen has just frozen. Oh, Theo's left the session. Again on the formation lap. Get our menu set. Let's have a look. So Adam's gone for the mediums. Yeah, I think Vintage is in the session. Yeah, he is. So yeah, top 10 as we know. Bevs, the Parks and Shadows have to start on the softs. Out of the bottom 10, everyone's on the mediums, apart from Mushroom, Farf, Woods and Cryptic, all on the hards. So they'll be slower at the start, but those tyres will last longer. So yeah, Bradfield starting in front of Mushroom. However, Bradfield on those medium tyres will be quicker at the start and should get a better launch and more grip on those tyres. Hashtag Team Sloth saying Swanshanks.
Oh, Mushroom's left the session.
Oh, he has.
Go on, mate. I want a race.
He's bottled that race. Oh, I love his helmet, by the way. That's a really nice helmet. Let's go and look at that. I can't see a better view, but that's really nice. But yeah, need to get back in the session. As you see Theo, yeah, Theo out of the session as well. Everyone else is all good. Yeah, DT Bevs, you think he'll be on the attack, and the Partridge as well. And Shadows even, they'll be on the attack at the start of the race, won't they? Being on those soft tyres, although they don't last long around here. They're not a good race tyre here. We see the hards and the mediums were in League One, but softs struggle to last 9 laps maximum, I'd say, for the softs before you get in really, really slow and you get the warning saying struggle with tyre grip. Again, quick formation that was by Vai Sheng, and I think the AI is now taking control of his car, taking him to the grid. He's got a new rival on the front row this time, Plotters. Be interesting to see what he does from the start. Sloth then in P3, Irish in 4th, Bev's 5th, Jake the Slayer 6th, the Park the 7th, Liam's in 8th, Ecos in 9th for AlphaTauri, Shadows makes up the top 10, Tommy 11th reserving, Bradfield in 12th, Mushroom 13th, the other reserves. So Bradfield's got 2 reserves other side of him. McKenty in 14th, Far 15th, Woods 16th, Cryptic 17th, Theo just gets back in the session 18th, Adams in 19th, and Vintage is in 20th, and that takes us to the race start. Vai Sheng on pole position. Oh, what's happened here? We've got lights, and yes, they're revving up as well.
What's going on?
Oh,
there we go.
What's happened? Oh, Theo's gone.
All
now they're revving up. I was watching Theo, and he's gone flying in front. And now we have lights out, and away we go. Theo jumped the start. That's just a glitch. And that's a great start by Vai Sheng. Plotters has had a poor start, and he's going to be under big pressure from Sloth. And look, DT Bev's going down the inside of turn 1. He's getting past Sloth. He's going to have a look at Plotters as well. He's side by side with Sloth. Serious Mushrooms left the session again. And we get a yellow flag. His car's been turned, and Shadows is out of the race. Bevs gets past Sloth. They're side by side, and we do have a safety car. Shadows on those soft tyres is out both, and we've got a 5-second penalty for Cryptic. Both Mercedes have fallen down the order too. I'm not sure if there's damage there. What a start that was by Theo, definitely. Jake the Slayer's fallen down a few places, but Shadows out of the race. Only a 3rd retirement for him in the season. Very rare he's involved in a crash. I'm not sure what happened there, if there's damage for any cars around him. Bradfield's down to 13th. Serious Mushrooms down to last, unfortunately. Left the session. He's got no damage though. I don't think he could take control of his car, so he's going to join back. But we do have a safety car for Shadows, and Dylan not very happy about that. Not quite sure what happened. I can't see any wing damage to any cars around. I don't know if he just lost it or if he got shunted off by another car. Equals up to P8. Let's have a look at the position change. Yeah, so Irish lost 3 places. Jake's lost 4 places. So really poor start for the Mercedes. Of course, Theo he said he's up 17. Of course, he's not actually in P1. So he will drop down to the back of the field when he gets back in the session, I'm sure, as he did when this happened to him the other day, I think. Vai Sheng and P1. Plotter's still P2. Bev's managed to make up 2 places off Sloth and Irish. Good start from Bev's. We said he'd be aggressive on those soft tyres. Sloth's lost a couple of places. Yeah, we saw Cryptic got one. Yeah, we saw that was a while ago. Yeah, Equals, Liam, yeah, young Tommy. No one else really fallen down at the start. Adam's up to P14. It's a great start there from Adam. Up 5 places. Great start there. Yeah, Woods, Cryptic Alibi, both on the hard tyres. Serious Mushroom He's still not back in control of his car. Not sure what, he's not happy with that 5-second penalty saying Cryptic. Serious Mushroom has joined back. There we go. I will send him another spare invite. I don't think any cars came in the pits either, so no damage anywhere else. Quickly send Mushroom another spare invite. He is back in the session anyway, but just in case it kicks him again. Not much going on, just the cars driving around under the safety car at the moment because of that instant 2 shatters. There we go, Mushroom's got a couple of spare invites. Yeah, Haas running around at the back at the moment, but Mushroom on the hard, so I don't think he'll mind that too much. Oh, Farf must have pitted. Farf might have had damage because he's come into the pits and put more mediums on. Yeah, Theo, he is in control of his car now, Theo, so he's just going to, I think at the safety car restart, Theo's just going to move out of the way as... I'm not sure what Vintage is doing there. He's just... Has he just let his teammate through, but let him do that? Or without no, it's not going to, is it? It's going to give Mushroom a penalty if he does that. He can't let him through onto the safety car. Yeah, Theo, as soon as that safety car comes in... Oh, look at him just lagging everywhere. Yeah, Theo will just let them all pass. I don't know why the game does that. It's such a shame. Some people, their connection is poor, but then I don't see why the game has to mess it up for other people, like that start as well. Let one of them go flying off, and it ruins the lights for everyone else as well, doesn't it? And yeah, you see Theo glitching everywhere in front onto the grass. Yeah, his connection's incredibly poor. Surely Theo needs to drop back to where he starts. Yeah, it's awkward doing it under the safety car, just because it might then give people 5-second penalties. So he'll just wait till the safety car restart and then move aside. I presume he'll just, if he is listening, what I'd do if I was Theo is safety car restart, bomb it down the straight as you normally would, and then just go long into turn 1, take a really wide line around, and then rejoin at the back.
I'll do it on the straight. Let's do it on the straight.
Well, if there's cars overtaking each other on the straight, going side by side, he's going to get in the way. So go off the track at the end of turn 1. Ignore Justin. He doesn't do very well in these races, and you can see why. Some of the crap he comes out with.
Right. Yeah, but if he backs off, takes the safety car.
Yeah, you don't.
Over to the right.
Yeah, if the car's then getting a slipstream and pulls over to the right to overtake, then goes smack into the back of him. It's not a very wide straight, is it? Safety car is in this lap. Shadows has left the session. Such a shame for Shadows. I'm not sure what happened there. I don't know if it was contact with Farf. I'm jumping to conclusions there, but Farf was the only car that pitted, which I presume was for wing damage. Might not even been for wing damage. I really don't know. But Theo's going to do the safety car restart, obviously in P1, but he will drop down to the back of the field as it jump-started him as he was out of the session. Safety car is now in the pit, so whenever Theo is ready to go, he can, or if he gets there, because he's lagging all over the shop. And Theo has gone. He's bombed it out the corner. He moves aside to the straight. There we go, and he is going to let everyone through. So Weisheng is in the lead, as you can see, and he's under pressure low from Plotters. Plotters is going to go to the outside, and we get a yellow flag, and it is just for Theo moving slowly. He's not getting anyone's way. He's done that really well. Theo, Weisheng a lead. Bev's putting Plotters under pressure on the inside as well, and the Parks with an Irish and Equals are fighting it side by side down into turn 2. And it's a great move there from Irish to get back up into P6. Good to see those two battling it out. Lepart doing one of those soft tyres, putting Sloth under pressure. He's had a great start, Lepart does. Both Alfa Romeo's doing really well, both running in the top 5. Sloth in P4, then gaining a couple of positions. Farf's getting past Mushroom. Farf on the fresh mediums. He'll be looking to storm his way back through the field. And Plotters and DT Bevs. Bevs, what a move from Bevs. Brilliant move. I don't know if Plotters made a mistake or hit a bit too much of that curb coming out of the little 1-2 sequence. Those tight corners, but Bev's on those soft tyres going really well early on, and now he's going to try and catch Weisheng. Plotter's really struggling after the safety car restart. He's now got a bit of a train forming behind him. Sloth's right behind him. The Park's on those soft tyres too, looking incredibly quick. Farf does get past Vintage pretty easily. I think Vintage didn't fight it, pointless fighting that. If Farf's on those fresh mediums. Weisheng does set the fastest lap of the race then. Irish in 6th, Equals 7th, Liam in 8th, Jake Desnay down in 9th. He's under pressure from Tommy though. Tommy's close behind. McKenty 11th, Bradfield looking to have a look at going to have a look at McKenty. And nobody's making moves into turn 1, all within a second of each other, every car on the track. Although Plotters has now fallen back, and Bevs is now within a second of Weisheng. So DRS being able, not next lap, the lap after. Then it'll be 3 laps since the safety car's gone in. I see they touch that curb before they swoop in. Yeah, Bevs is the quickest driver on the track at the moment, and he's pulled out a second on Plotters, so Plotters is going to struggle to keep up with the top 2. Good strategy this on Bevs. I'm sure that would have been a corner cut warning there for Weisheng. The he went 4 wheels off, and Irish has already got a 3-second warning, so that was going over that little bump as well. And a cryptic alibi, that is a 5-second penalty, which is something I'm sure he's going to be looking to get removed at the end of the race. If it's, yeah, depending on how it's served, and I think Woods has lost it, and he has lost it. Both Renaults look really struggling, aren't they? Woods, I presume, he is struggling with no traction. He's not got wing damage, but he has spun, and both Renaults really struggling, aren't they? One's already out, and now one's running last, although with them all so close together, I think he'll catch up pretty quickly. And Bradfield's really late into braking there, and nearly goes into the back, and McKenty manages to avoid him. Sloth's now outside DRS of Plotters, so he's going to be struggling. DRS has been out next lap, fast getting past Cryptic Alibi for P14, and he gets the move done pretty straightforward. Cryptic, of course, on those hard tyres, and now Bradfield on McKenty for P11, does it down into turn 1. Good move there from Bradfield, though we didn't even see it. McKenty's already a bit far back. Bradfield keeps that place. Bev's outside, a second on Weisheng, and now Plotters must have done a good lap there, because he's pulled away from Sloth and got back to within a second of Bev's. Sloth in 4th then, Parked in 5th, and Bradfield and Jake the Slayer getting passed by Young Tommy. What a move from Young Tommy, that is. Really good move there. Up into P10. Bradfield just behind Jake the Slayer. Then they've had their incidents in the past, haven't they, these two? Bradfield's not going to be happy about this, and neither. I just hang back, go for the move if it's there, as you would normally. But yeah, Bev's on the softs. I think they're starting to go off already, aren't they? And the Parcher as well. He's catching up to Sloth. Yeah, Sloth is struggling. I don't know if he doesn't like this track or what, but he's 2.2 off Plotters, and he's really being caught by this train, the Parcher and Irish. And there is DRS. Is the Parcher going to go for a move on the inside? He goes to the side and then thinks against it. He's got good track. Oh, he hasn't got great traction. No, he did initially, so he's not going to have a go here either, although the DRS is open. 2.1 between the two for the lead, and yeah, I already think the mediums are now quicker than the softs. So Plotters catching up to DT Bevs, and Bevs really struggling, sliding as he comes through turn 4. I think Plotters needs to make that move in the next DRS zone on the straight, so we can then try and catch up to Weisheng, because at the moment Weisheng's just going to keep extending that gap for the lead and run away with it. Yeah, Sloth's now 2.4 back. Has he got wing damage? I don't think he has. No, he's not getting any wing damage, so he is just struggling at the moment, Sloth. Don't think it's his favourite track. Bradfield said in qualifying he's not brilliantly fast, although he's still really quick, don't get me wrong, he's in P4. But he's definitely not at his best at this track, Sloth. 2.7 now the gap for the lead, and Plotters is going to have a look at DT Bevs on the straight. Let's have a look. Bevs has already pulled to the right hand side, and Plotters is really gaining. He's got the DRS, EOS is activated, he's got the slipstream, and again he just thinks against the move. He's keeping it nice and calm. He's going to focus on getting good traction. He's really got good traction here, Plotters. Let's go on board with him. He's got the DRS open. Is he going to go round the outside? He's going to look round the outside. He locks up the left front. Has he got the traction to stick it round there? Look how close it's going to be. They're side by side, and that's great racing between them both. But Bevs keeps the move, keeps the place just for now. We missed Irish getting past the parts for P5 as well, so yeah, another sign that those soft tyres really have started to die off. And with Bevs and Plotters fighting as well, Bevs now 3.5 off Weisheng, and Bradfield gets his first 3-second penalty. Yeah, these softs are pretty much dead, aren't they? I said they struggled to go 9 laps. Equals getting past the Parcher, and the Parcher's spun. I don't know if he spun or made contact with Equals. They were really close, but these soft tyres, they're gone. I'm sure the Parcher will be in this lap. It wouldn't surprise me if Bevs came in this lap too. I think he's been pushing on the fuel as well, because that's on yellow. So it's not gone well for well, don't get me wrong, Bevs has gained a good few places, so it's obviously worked well for Bevs, but the Parcher's down in 18th. Shadders is out of the race, and now Bevs is going to have to pit. You'd have to think on the next lap. Weisheng sets the fastest lap, so he's getting quicker on these medium tyres as well. 4.6 now, the gap between the top two is looking like a one-horse race at the moment, but it's very early on. And now Plotters, he's going down the inside, he's not been patient this time. He's going to have the DRS again for this zone too, because the activation zone for both DRS zones is at the end of the lap, and Plotters with that DRS manages to keep that P2. So now see if he can close the gap to Weisheng. Good move there from Plotters, needs to do that. And Bev's now in P3, will try and cling on to the back of Plotters. It wouldn't surprise me if he came into the pits. The hards would definitely go to the end. The mediums, I'm not sure they would yet, although we did see it done with Chronic doing 25 laps on them, but I wouldn't expect that of anyone. That's a brilliant achievement as Theo manages to get past Vintage without contact this time, as Theo claimed happened in qualifying. We're not sure about that. Woods gets a 3-second penalty further back. He is struggling. Gear 5 through there, really? Wow, I'll drop down into 4 at least through there, possibly even 3. Serious Mushroom 15th on the hards, then after being kicked from the session early on, he's in between the two racing points, catching up to Cryptic. Fast, really doing well on the back of Adam, considering he's had no practice. He's had a really good start to the race, up into P12, and he's on the back of this DRS train all the way up to P4 as well, so Adam's doing incredibly well so far. And Bevs does come into the pits then, so Bevs, he'll come out probably in 18th, first car to pit. In terms of strategy, I think the park obviously spun and Farf had wing damage, we think. 5.3, so Plotters falling even further back from Weisheng, not really catching, although he's got 2.6 to Sloth in third. Sloth's under big pressure from Irish, and Sloth's got no car in front now to have DRS to defend from. Equals in 5th, Liam's catch up to Equals, not looked at Liam too much, he's had a quiet start to the race, but crawling up as the cars pit. And we've got a yellow flag, and it's for Woods again. Woods has spun again. Irish has got another 3-second penalty. He's on 6 seconds now already, Irish. Yeah, Irish is struggling with the penalties at the moment. I think actually on Monday, I think in ALR, I think I jumped Irish because he had penalties as he came across the line. So he does need to keep those penalties down, because at the moment with those penalties he's going to fall right down. Sloth then still clinging on to that P3, but Irish is struggling when he's attacking to avoid penalties, but he's looking really good to get this move done soon. They're both on 9-lap old mediums, 10 as they cross the line. He's going to have DRS on the straight. 5.5 between the two leaders. Sloth's, this battle's 3 seconds back, and Sloth's got good enough advantage. I think ERS is activated for Irish. Sloth's got plenty of ERS saved up. He's not going to go for the move, and Farf and Adam are battling it out. Farf is in front. He's had a DRS, so he's just got in front as well. Adam is going to try and fight it. He goes for the switchback, but I think Farf, yeah, with that DRS, it's too powerful to get the move back. And Irish got a horrible gearbox glitch at the moment. Sloth still in P3. Yellow flag, and that is for a red ball. Oh, it's Weisheng. Weisheng.
It's gone.
He's not got wing damage. I really didn't expect to be him. I looked down for Adam, but he's still in P2. He's lost the lead the race to Plotters, but somehow I was through turn 4. And Jake is saying he's left the session. No wing damage. Those tyres, he needs to cool those down as Adam gets a 3-second penalty. So Plotters now in the lead of the race. Weisheng's under pressure. He needs to cool these tyres down too. Yeah, turn 4. He must have lost it. As we see where the partner is now here. He must have lost it through there, because it was before he got to this curb at turn 5. And Bradfield now getting past. There we go. That's one way of getting past Jake the Slayer. Justin, you just tell him to get out of the session. But McKenty now looking at Bradfield as well, although he's struggled through the penultimate turn. Yeah, Weisheng's managed to get it back together though, pull away from Sloth. And now he's going to be closing up to Plotters as well. I wonder what Plotters must have been thinking there when he saw Weisheng go off the track. I know, I was shocked. He spun at the inside. Oh, he did spin at the inside curve at turn 5, saying Weisheng. He must have ended up spinning around and going backwards because of that. But there we go. We'll have a look at Weisheng as he goes through it again. He's gained, look, with these obviously spinning the wheels up, heats them up. He's still so confident, no gain times. He must have clipped this inside curb here, and yeah, he's staying well away from it that time, isn't he? Learning from his mistake. Might be costly, but at the moment, at this rate, he's going to catch up to the back of Plotters again pretty quickly. But it's a good chance now for Plotters. Wonder if he can take advantage of it. Wouldn't surprise me if cars started to pit soon, because it is possible they could pit now for hards to the end. All our Timings are gone away. That means Jake Deslayer is back in his car. Yeah, Adam doing really well up in the P11. Yeah, pit window probably open in the next couple of laps for the one-stop medium to hard runners. I'm sure if there was a safety car around now, the medium runners would pit for hards to the end. Yeah, we have got Woods and the Partner quite far back. Yeah, the Partner's, he can go to the end on those hard tyres, no doubt about that. So can DT Bevs, and that's what they've both got on towards the back. Liam's in the pits, there we go. So Liam has pitted. What tyres? He does put the hards on, so yeah, again, I think he's going to be going to the end on those tyres. So Liam, Bevs and Parker all down the bottom of the field, but they haven't got to stop again as Serious Mushrooms getting past Cryptic for P12. And Theo's right behind there as well. He's got to be careful not to make contact with his teammate. Gets the DRS too. I wonder if his teammate's going to let him through. Yes, he is going to let him through. Good teamwork there from the Racing Point. If they're going to, they're only on 18 points, so if they're going to get a couple of points, they need to work together. And that's what they're doing well there. Theo being on the mediums at the moment, probably quicker as he just gets a penalty. So he's got more of a chance of catching up to Mushroom in the Haas. And it's already 8 tenths between Plotters and Weisheng. He's done really well to catch up there. Sloth in P3, 2.7 further back. He's done really well to hold on to that place ahead of Irish. And Equaz still on the back of it. Young Tommy there too. We've got quite a lot of penalties. It is just sick. Oh, Adam's got 9 seconds of penalties. Wow. So he's pushing up through the field, doing really well, but all those penalties just going to throw that away for him. Irish on 6 seconds, Bradfield, McKenty far from Field on 3, Cryptic's on 3 too, Woods on 6, it says 8 for Cryptic, but we think there's 5 to be removed, and Sloth now pits as well. Now I wonder how close it's going to be to Liam, because DT Bevs as well might get an I should think Bevs will come out in front of Sloth. Will Liam get an undercut on Sloth? That's going to be close between them. And already 3 tenths between the top 2. Theo's left the session again, unfortunately. Plotters, can he hold off Weisheng? If he can, how long for? Might come down to strategy. I wonder if Weisheng might pit to try and get the undercut, because it is difficult to overtake on the track here. Young Tommy catching up to Equaz then. Equaz has fallen outside DRS range of Irish. Sloth come out the pits then, side by side with Liam. Look at them, they're going side by side. Oh, and Sloth had to cut the corner. Liam does get ahead of Sloth then. So I don't know, I've completely took my eyes off that. I don't know if they came out the pits side by side. Sloth needs to warm his tyres up, he's run a bit wide there as well. Vintage getting passed by Bevs now. Yeah, Vintage leaving too much room. It's too nice there, Vintage. And Cryptic gets back past V after just letting him through. Yeah, Bevs gets past Vintage. Liam's going to be next to look at Vintage. So yeah, Bevs has put himself in a good position there, and Liam's done really well, really clever that undercut to get past Sloth. He might be able to get past a couple more cars. Equaz is now coming to the pit, so he's going to come into that battle too. Again, a few more cars will move up, and Weisheng's got past Plotters for lead. Down the inside into turn 1. Weisheng takes the lead, and he nearly loses it. And it nearly gave Plotters a chance, but it's just so powerful for that DRS when you're already in front. It's a pity there's not another DRS activation line just before, so then it changes hands if you get in front on the straight. Because even if you make a mistake there with that DRS, it's so powerful. None of the top 2 have got penalties yet though, which just shows the strength of Weisheng. Spun about 3.5 seconds back, gets back on the track for P2, and within about 4 laps he gets the lead back. Irish 2.5 seconds back. There's still that gearbox glitch which no one wants to listen to. Young Tommy in P4, no penalties for Young Tommy. That's what he's really good at. I don't think he's got any in the League 1 race either. It does help when you've just done a 50% race in League 1 as well, I think, because you've had that extra practice just now, so it does give them an advantage. DT Bevs gets up into P12 ahead of Theo's Ghost. Vintage is going to be next. Hopefully Theo can get back in his car. He's back in the session, and Woods is spinning it around again as Farf gets a 3-second penalty. Yeah, Woods again with no traction. He's struggling, isn't he? Renault really not looking good for them. Woods needs a safety car to get back in this race. The Parks are in 18th. Equaz came out just behind Slothland, so he missed out. However, Vintage is causing a bit of a train here as few cars coming into the pits. Bradfield in the lead of the race. Well, there's a sight to remember. McKenty's in 2nd, Far 3rd, Jake 4th, Adam 5th, Mushrooms in 6th and Hards. Weisheng came in, Plotters came in too. I'm surprised Plotters didn't try something different, but it is about the time. Those mediums probably going off. Weisheng gets out ahead of DT Bevs. Bevs gets out ahead of Plotters then, and Theo's there ahead of Plotters too. And Liam just behind Plotters. So Plotters is effectively 3rd, Liam effectively 4th. And Sloth going round the outside of Vintage, and he gets that move done. Great ambitious move there from Sloth. And now Irish on Vintage 2 gets that move done. Vintage moving out of the way, and Ecos gets past 2, and we get a yellow flag. As for Woods again, he's trying to come into the pits. I sense a retirement coming here, or maybe hopefully it's not. The Parks are doing well. Oh, look at this battle here. Look at this train we've got through Sector 2. This is incredible. Car after car. Bradfield, McKenty. Wonder if they're going to pit this lap. They'll be looking for a safety car. That'll really help them. And Vintage got young Tommy now behind him. Woods is putting the mediums on. Good to see him keep going. And oh, Irish has put the softs on. I forgot completely. Didn't even notice. But Irish on these softs. He needs to make his way through the field. And he gets past Sloth there. Adam and Jake Deslay coming to the pits. And Theo's in the pits too. Plotters and Liam fighting out. Plotters under big pressure. He managed to get DRS from the car that came into the pits. So Vice Shang now getting past Cryptic Alibi on the outside. Cryptic's going to fight this low. He's just not got the grip on those 16 lap old tyres. Vice Shang takes it. The top 4 still not pitted then. Vice Shang 5th. Cryptic's not pitted too. Bev's in 7th. Plotters 2.6 further back. Of course, Bev's will struggle towards the end though because his tyres are 6 laps older. Liam's just behind Plotters, 3 lap older tyres than him. Irish behind these fresh softs is going to need to get past as soon as possible if he's to make his strategy work. Presume it's going to be a medium soft for him. I like to see it. I like to see something different as Liam gets close to that curb there. Sloth, Equos and Tommy all on the hard tyres as well, new hards. Jake the Slayer is too, but he's 5.8 seconds further back, and the Parks are further back on the oldest hards. He was unlucky, of course, after that spin.
Oh, mate, hold on. Well done, mate. I can't in that racing.
Yep, oh, is that McKenty? McKenty comes into pits then, so Bradfield stays out. McKenty's in the pits, Farf stays out, his tyres are a few laps younger. I wonder if Farf's going to keep those mediums on for another 7 or 8 laps and then possibly go to the softs at the end. Mushroom in 4th, then moves up to P3. Vice Shane's going to move up to 4th. DT Bevs and Cryptic then, this is going to be close, going down to turn 1 I think. Bevs is going to go for the move, he's close enough, he goes to the outside. Is he going to go for the switchback? No, he's going to stick it around the outside. He's going to get the DRS. He gets good traction, but Cryptic Alibi gets a really good exit out of turn 1 there. But he's going to go down the inside. DT Bevs and Cryptic goes to the outside, and that's where he's going to struggle for grip. Although they're keeping it side by side, and that's a great bit of racing there. Bevs left enough room. Cryptic Alibi had to give it up in the end. Good racing between them both there. Bevs moves up into P5. 3.7 off Vice Sheng there. Took a lot longer to get past Cryptic than Vice Sheng did. But yeah, it's effectively second now for DT Bevs, although Plotters is on 6 lap fresher tyres just behind Cryptic Alibi, but again he's going to need to get past him. He's going to have to follow for the rest of this lap at least, so Bevs will be able to pull away a bit more. Irish managed to get past Liam somewhere on those soft tyres. He's going to be a lot quicker at this stage of the race, but whether this was the right strategy to make, strategy call, we'll soon find out, won't we? Especially if there's a safety car in a few laps and he gets past all these cars, and it'll look really good for Irish. And Mushroom does pit then, so Mushroom's now in the pits. Farf's in the pits too. Farf's putting more mediums on, so there we go. I think he started on the hards, didn't he, Farf? So he's gone mediums, that's absolutely fine. Of course you have to use 2 different tyre compounds. Mushroom in the pits, there's going to be mediums to the end, and Plotters gets past Cryptic Alibi down to turn 1. Bevs would not have wanted that, although Cryptic gets a better exit, but as soon as Plotters opens up DRS, he just pulls away. Jake the Slayer's just... Oh, Farf's just come out behind Jake the Slayer. Adam in 15th on these new hards. Mushroom's come out in 16th on these fresh mediums though. He's going to be soaring through the field, and Irish is at the moment as well. Gets past Cryptic Alibi, who goes wide then, probably gets a warning for his troubles. Irish is going to have to get past Plotters and DT Bevs for you to make this strategy work though. And then pull away a bit as well. But Bradfield still leads, and I wonder if... What are you doing?
I don't know yet. See how far I go.
Yeah, I mean, if you get to lap 10 laps is an absolute maximum on those softs around here. So you're going to have to go to at least lap 25 to do a medium soft. Otherwise you have to put the hards on.
I might just go for hards. I'll do another lap.
He's hoping for a safety car, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and some of those drivers that you see in the midfield, you know, should be safe. I mean, Bradfield's 10th. You'd expect him to be safe from relegation, and if it is a race where you're about 11th, 12th running as Liam gets past Cryptic, it's worth trying something different sometimes, and it might pay off. And if it pays off 1 in 5 times, you're probably gaining points. Young Tommy's getting past the Equals as well for P9, and Sloth now going on Cryptic down for P7. Cryptic starting to struggle on his hards. Wouldn't surprise me if he comes in for mediums in this lap. Really close battle this, isn't it? Yeah, Liam's at the front of this train, and Irish, look how close he's pushing now, and Plotter's really caught up to DT Bevs, isn't he, on his fresher hards. I think he's a bit quicker at the moment as well. Plotters, as we saw, his quality performance was good, and Young Tommy's going down inside of Cryptic into the chicane, and Equaz is next for Cryptic. I think Equaz, once he gets past Cryptic, I think that'll be Cryptic pitting at the end of this lap. Irish still pushing. He's going to struggle to get past in the DRS zone too, because Plotters is going to have DRS from Bevs. Weisheng 4.3 off Bradfield, 4.4 even. Yeah, Bev's 7 off Weisheng, so it does look like Weisheng's race to lose, even after a little spin, which cost him a few seconds early on. And DT Bevs, he gets a good exit though, doesn't he? It's not... Is Plotter's going to have enough to catch up? Is he going to go for a move? I don't think he is. No, he's not, and that means Irish has to stick behind as well, so it's not worked so far for Irish. He's overtook a couple of cars, but he's only made a few seconds from being on the soft tyres, and now Plotter's, is he going to look round the outside? He is looking round the outside. I don't think he's got enough grip. No, he hasn't. He's going to stick it to the inside. They make contact, and they're side by side. Oh, the side by side view, we're never going to end well, and that's why Plotters is backed out, and he's let Bevs go through as Irish gets another 3-second penalty, trying to fight his way through, and he's losing time to the cars behind now, catching up because he's being held up in this battle. And all the time Weisheng just pulling away even more, and Irish has lost it, and Irish is out of the race. Irish is...
Safety car?
See, is it going to be a safety car? Virtual safety car. If Bradfield can get... This has worked perfectly for Bradfield. He's going to get a cheap pit stop here. He is going to be the hards he's going to have to put on. But it's worked really well for him there. Yeah, we see Irish who just got too much of that curb, lost traction and went flying into the wall. Irish out the race, and his bad luck continues. I think he's done 9 races in WNR and never scored a point, because he did about 6 in the Premier League last year. Yeah, that strategy wasn't working for him. Really unlucky for him again though. Yeah, and it's worked really well for Bradfield, who gets a cheap pit stop under the virtual safety car. Of course they did to a Delta. They have to slow down on the track. So Bradfield will save about 10 seconds for doing that, and he could be on for some good points now on the freshest hards of the lot as well. Cryptic comes into the pits too for the more fresh mediums. That could put him within a chance of fighting the points. Woods has got a drive-through penalty to add to his worries, as Bradfield now comes out of the pits in P8 behind his teammate on the freshest hard tyres of the top 8. So that's looking really good for him now. And we got a yellow flag, and Woods has just... I'm not sure what Woods has done there. Not sure if he's just speared it into the wall, but it's a funny place to crash that. Let's have a look. I hope that doesn't bring out a safety car. I'm not sure if he's just gone straight on there or what, but... Yeah, clearly frustrated there, Woods. There's a double DNF for Renault. Adam gets another 3-second penalty, so we've got 17 cars left. Irish, yeah, he just lost it here, didn't he? Went flying to that wall on the left-hand side. Double DNF for Renault. Poor race for them. Shadow's not too sure what happened to him. Woods, well, got an idea. Liam in 4th, Sloth 5th. Williams looking really good. Alpha Tauri close up behind. Woods has now left the session. Bradfield has got 3 seconds of penalties though. I wonder if he gets to Equaz, whether he'll let him pass so he can attack the cars in front. 10 seconds the gap between the top 2. Bevs is under big pressure from Plotters here. He's looking really good. He's getting a good tow, and he's flying past him, and Plotters is going to get that move done relatively comfortably as well. Bevs down into P3, and Plotters now can push on. Plotters has got a 3-second penalty where none of the cars in the top 7 apart from him have, so he does need to make a 3-second advantage over the rest of the cars behind. And Bevs is still going to be holding up. Liam in P4 again. Had a quiet race really, but he's crept up the order, isn't he? He always keeps his head down and somehow gets good points nearly all the time. He didn't last week, of course, in Azerbaijan. He retired. Oh no, young Tommy's left a session in P6. That's going to put the Alpha Tauri up. He has got spare invites over, he can get back in. AI is set to 75 in the championship, so at least they're not really slow. They're not going to get absolutely swamped. There we go. He's not falling down too much. Hoping to get back in as soon as possible. He doesn't normally leave. He's not normally one of the ones that leave the session, young Tommy. Hopefully everything's okay there. As you see, Equals does get past him. Yeah, towards the back we've got Vintage on RCN. Cryptics, even with, I don't think he got much of that VSC advantage, because I think as soon as he come into the pits, that VSC ended. He's down in P16. Oh, he's going to have a good battle with his teammate Theo, though. And young Tommy now getting passed by Bradfield. Adam in 14th. Again, he's well in with the battle, but I think he's got about 12 seconds of penalties. Yeah, he has. So he doesn't look like he's going to get any points. Mushroom in 13th, now chasing the partner. He's going to get this move done. Good move there from Serious Mushroom up into P12. Now we can chase on to the cars on the hard tyres. So Jake the Slayer, McKenty in front and fast. There's definitely points in this for Mushroom because he's got no penalties either. He's one of the masters of getting no penalties. And yeah, this battle now, Equals is slowing up, I think, his teammate here. Because Equals is 2.3 off this battle for P2, because Plotters is holding up Bevs, Liam and Sloth. They're all within a second of each other, and it's 2.3 back to Equals. So I wonder if Equals is going to move out the way and let Bradfield through, especially as Bradfield's got those 3-second penalties. Yeah, timing screens are gone again, just because Tommy's back in his car. He's going to be looking to chase back up to those Alpha Tower. He's lost 2 places there. Really cruel on him there. But even still, Williams looking for decent points here. Bevs is on the podium still. Yeah, he is falling back though. He's on the oldest hard tyres. His tyres are 12 laps older than Bradfield's, who's down in P7, only a few places away, only a few seconds away as well. You see him in the background. Equals is not going to have DRS, but Bradfield's just not close enough at the moment, is he? 1.2 now, Bevs is off Plotters, so Plotters maybe can start to make that 3-second advantage he needs to keep that P2, and Bevs is going to be under more pressure now from Liam behind. And again, Bradfield, yeah, just pushing it a bit too much at the moment, going wide there. He's not got the grip of these hard tyres, got the freshness, just not quite enough grip to get this move done easily. And yeah, Equals still keeping about the same gap to the cars in front, because Bevs is holding them all up on these 14 lap old hards. So you'd think Equals might move up towards Bevs, but he's on 9 lap old tyres himself. Yeah, I think Bradfield is probably the quickest out of the top 10 at the moment, apart from Farf, who's on the mediums, who's just got a 3-second penalty, as well as Vice Shane, of course, who's now 11 seconds clear out in the front. Brilliant effort from him. How many penalties? Farf's have got 9 seconds, McKenty's got 6 seconds. So at the moment, Jake the Slayer and Mushroom will go up into the points. And that'd be good for Mushroom after what has been a unlucky race for him. Both racing point, you can see they're battling sector 2, aren't they? They might as well make a battle of it. They're not. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like they're going to be getting many points here today. And Cryptic's on the fresh mediums, Theo's on the hards. Are they going to battle it? Yeah, Theo's going to defend it. They're going to have a battle now, they know. It's worth having a nice little battle between them. Be good for them. Oh, is he going to go down the inside? And Jake will have to move away, because Jake the Slayer and McKenty are fighting as Vice Shane's got a 3-second penalty. Good move there. Jake the Slayer going around the outside of turn 1, getting past McKenty. Theo kept that place from Cryptic. Cryptic's now got the DRS, so gets the slipstream. Theo moves to the right hand side. Cryptic's going to go to the left hand side. He's going to stick it around the outside. Yes, he is. And Theo's just not got enough grip. Cryptic gets the move done, identical to the move Jake just made on McKenty. Good move there. Yeah, Equals is closing up, isn't he? Although he goes wide there, probably would have got a warning. Bradfield would have seen it in front, and Bradfield wants to get past his teammate, doesn't he? But Equals at the same, yeah, he's lost a couple of attempts, Equals there, by going wide to the cars in front. Liam still can't get past Bev. Sloth is right behind Liam as well. That is a podium place up for grabs there. But Plotters still hasn't pulled 3 seconds clear of Bevs. It's only 1.5, so as it stands, it'll be Plotters down into 4th and Liam on the podium. All to play for still here. Points for the top 10, podiums, the race win. You have to be honest, it looks pretty obvious right now, but anything can happen. And there we go, Equals lets his teammate through. Good there from him. So Bradfield's up into P6. He's going to have DRS here as well to pull away. And now Bradfield can put a charge onto this battle for P2. And he'll just hope that other cars around him pick up more penalties. And being on these fresh tyres here, Bradfield he could be on for a podium yet. But he's going to have to hope other cars get penalties in front as we say that, Sloth does get a 3-second penalty. So there we go. That's going to help Bradfield. That's going to help Liam and Bevs as well. Sloth the car following Liam. Of course, get hot air as well, and you get a bit impatient. You have to adjust your line if the car in front makes different moves. So a lot easier to pick up penalties, as we saw Irish do earlier in the race as well. Plotter's now 1.8 clear of Bevs, so he still needs to get to 3 seconds. Because as it stands, it's Bevs and Liam on the podium, and Vice Changer set the fastest lap of the race, 1:16.6 on those hard tyres, 11 lap old hards. Incredible pace, and definitely looks like he's going to be Premier League next year as it stands, isn't it? But he's still got a battle. Liam and Sloth in P4 and P5 as well. As we see Liam, he's getting closer to DC Bevs than he has been before, and he's going to send it around the outside. He's then going to go for a good switchback, and he loses traction, Liam. Oh, and is Sloth going to get past? Yes, he does. So Liam, it looked like he's going to get past Bevs, but then he just lost traction, didn't he, as he was trying to go for the switchback, got onto the dirty part of the track, and he did really well to hold it together, Liam, but Sloth has got past him. Sloth has got a 3-second penalty, but Liam wanted that move done on Bevs to get onto the podium. Liam's going to have to look to get that move back. Then we know it's difficult to overtake round here, and Bradfield is closing in as well. Of course, he has got a 3-second penalty though. So look down for the battle for the points there, and Farf in 9th still, closing up on these medium tyres to Tommy. Jake the Slayer 1.5 seconds further back, but no penalties. McKenty 11th, under big pressure now from Serious Mushroom. This is a good battle we've had at the midfield today. Can't even call these drivers midfielders, they're far too quick to be midfield drivers, but we see it's different every race, isn't it? Obviously, Plotter's up in P2, he's been midfield driver in some of the races. There's so many quick drivers in this league, it's incredible. Lepard is down in P13, he's in P4 in standings. It just changes every race. We have that many drivers. It goes through spells, isn't it? We had McKenty, I think he had 4 races where he didn't get a point. He was well in the points last week, and now he's fighting for points here as well with Mushroom. And Mushroom, I think, is going to get the move done here. McKenty moves to the inside. I don't think he's going to have enough to cover it. He does go late on the brake, so they make contact. But Mushroom's just got too much grip on those tyres for McKenty. Sticks it round the outside, moves up into P11, and now he's going to be chasing up to Jake the Slayer for that final point. He's going to get a point as it stands though, because Farf's got 9 seconds of penalties. But he can chase up to Jake the Slayer on those mediums, go for even more points. DT Bevs is 2.4 off Plotters then, so Plotters has put his foot down. Sloth's 8/10 off Bevs with a 3-second penalty though. Liam 7/10 off, and Bradfield 1.7 behind now, so Bradfield is catching. And as the cars in front, as their tyres start to go off, Bradfield will still be in really good life. Although we did see Tommy do 32 laps, so I don't think it'll be too much of a problem for the cars on the older tyres. As Vice Cheng has not long crossed the line, 6 laps left now. Someone say last week, no it's not 6, it's at this stage it's not 6, it's 5, but we've got lap 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, that is 6 laps. As Jake the Slayer's getting past Farf, and Farf's in the pits. I think he might be putting the softs on and going for fastest lap. Oh, he's put more mediums on. I wonder if that's a mistake. I wonder if he knows he's got 9 seconds of penalty, so he's probably not going to get any points. So I wonder if he came in just to put softs on to go for fastest lap, but he's got more mediums on. He's got his 17 lap old mediums, his old mediums, as Bevs has now got a 3-second penalty. So all of the top 6 have got a 3-second penalty now, apart from Liam. So Liam now currently on the podium. Bradfield's still only on 3 seconds. He's not really gaining though, Bradfield, on the cars in front. And Bevs is 3 seconds outside of Plotters. So Plotter is now looking really good from that P2. As it stands, Liam's 3rd. Yeah, Bevs is on the 19 lap old tyres, and he is the car in 3rd. So that's why he's picking up the penalties now, because he might be struggling on the tyres. And he's going to start to slow down, so I do think Bradfield's going to start catching, and he has done. It's 1.5 now. All to play for still. Mushroom not really gaining on Jake the Slayer at the moment. I wonder if the best life of those mediums are starting to go off. Jake the Slayer and Tommy and Equals, they're all having a good battle there too. They've all got no penalties as well. Don't think we're going to have a safety car now. If it would, that'd benefit the drivers with no penalties. I think it's a bit late for a safety car. Something would have to happen this lap if there was to be a safety car. I don't think it comes out much later than this. Lepata catching up to McKenty as well. He's in P12. Farf is coming back in the pits now. I don't think he did mean to put those tyres on, did he? I think he'll be putting the softs on and going for fastest lap this time. And yes, he is. He's going to be putting those soft tyres on. I wonder if Vintage or the Racing Point drivers are going to be doing the same. Possibly even Adam to gain a point for Red Bull. McKenty gets a 3-second penalty. He's on 9 seconds of penalties now, so I think McKenty might do the same, come in for the soft tyres, go for fastest lap. He has got a few fastest lap points this season, I think McKenty has, as has Cryptic Alibi, so I think they might just save it till lap 33 so they can come in as Shane crosses the line. We've now got 4 laps left and it's 15 seconds clear. It's looking really good. Plotter's looking good for P3. Bradfield's 1.6, 1.5. He's still not really gaining. Adam has got another penalty. He's on 21 seconds of penalties. And we get, yeah, oh, is that, oh, Theo's gone. Theo's retired. Are we going to get a safety car? Yes, there is a safety car. There is a safety car. Wow. Oh my god. Weisheng with this penalty then. This changes things. Theo has just lost it. We'll see on board with Weisheng in a minute. The exact same place Irish lost it. He's just hit too much of that curb and then he's gone flying, lost traction. Oh wow. This is going to make an unbelievable end. We're going to get 2 laps of racing, I think, at the end of the race. And this really brings everything into play, doesn't it? Cars towards the back are going to be pitting for fresh softs, aren't they? Cars with no penalties are going to be right back in it. And Liam's looking really good there in P5. I don't think... are they going to pit? Is Weisheng going to pit? That's the question. I'm sure he will pit. He might as well pit for fresh softs. He probably still come out in P1. He is coming into the pits. So Weisheng's coming in. I wonder if Plotters will stay out. I think... Oh, because if he stays out and all the cars pit behind he could be under big pressure then. Yeah, Weisheng's going to come out, isn't he? In P1 anyway, so that was a no-brainer for him to do that. So we can just pull away at the start unless he makes any mistake. Plotters stays out, Bev stays out, Sloth stays out, Liam stays out because he's got no penalties. Branfield stays out on the freshest softs of the lot. This is going to help him. Equos stays out too. So does young Tommy. So does Jake Slayer, so does Mushroom on the mediums. McKenty comes into the pits then. I think he was going to come in for fastest lap anyway because of the penalties. The Parter comes in too. No brainer for the Parter to come in. He's not going to lose any positions because it's 20 seconds to Adam who's behind him. So yeah, the Parter could be on for some good points here. Oh, so yeah, Weisheng. You never know. Because he has got the rest of the field right behind him now, so if he makes any mistakes they're going to be there. But he's on fresh softs now, so it'd be a surprise. And also the fastest lap point as well for Weisheng might be on offer now that he's on fresh softs. Oh yeah, Cryptic saying he can't even get his 5S removed now because he's serving on a safety car. Yeah, of course, we do say if there's a safety car, each incident is judged individually, but if there's a safety car right at the end, if you now remove that 5-second penalty for Cryptic, it might fly him up to 6th or 7th, and that's obviously not a fair reflection. It's just done on basically what is fair. Dylan saying Sloth looks very good for the win. Does he?
Are you watching the correct
He's got
race?
3 seconds of penalty, yeah. I'm not... safety car's coming in already? Oh, this is not going to help the cars that are pitted. Wow. This is not going to help with the cars that pitted. McKenty and the Parts are going to look to close up really quickly. Yeah, they're going to race under the safety car to try and catch up. And Fast gets a 3-second penalty because he's trying to catch up as well. Weisheng, I wonder if he's going to go early to annoy the cars at the back. He don't want to catch a safety car though. Yeah, Vintage and Cryptic and Far aren't going to be able to catch up, I don't think. Because Weisheng, he's gone already. But yeah, Laparts are still looking good here. He managed to catch up. So Weisheng has gone. Plotter's still weaving, and he's been weaving, and Bevs is right behind him now. Is Bevs going to have a good go at him? He's right behind in the slipstream. Is he going to dive down the outside? He's just not got the grip as he has to stick with it. Sloth's behind then, looking at this battle unfold as Bevs had to go wide. Don't know if they made contact. And McKenty's getting past Serious Mushroom. But Mushroom moves out of the way. McKenty, of course, has got 9 seconds of penalties. He's gone into the back of Jake. He's got to be careful. And Adam goes down the inside of Mushroom. Good move there from Adam. Really aggressive. Again, he's got 21 seconds of penalties. Oh, and Jake the Slayer and McKenty have taken each other out. They've taken each other out. I think Jake the Slayer just lost traction and went flying into McKenty, shoved them both into the wall. Jake the Slayer's ruined that. From what it looked like, he just took them out. We'll have a look at it after the race, of course, but it's going to help Mushroom and the Park to put them right into the points. The Park just got to be patient there. Vice Cheng's already 3 seconds clear. Plotter's in second, Bev's in third, Sloth fourth, Liam fifth. Liam still looking good for a podium because of the penalties to the cars in front. Bradfield 6th, equals 7th. Bradfield needs to get a move on because he's going to fall down to 8th at the moment with that penalty he's got. Because Equals and Young Tommy have not got any penalties. Adam in 9th, Mushroom's currently 9th for the penalties, and the Parks are in 10th. Yeah, Cryptic, Vintage and Farf didn't manage to catch up as Vice Sheng does set the fastest lap of the race. I don't think that's going to be beaten. He's 4.3 clear as he starts the final lap of this race, and it has been non-stop. And Jake the Slayer didn't expect that as Adam gets past Young Tommy, and Young Tommy's going to fight it back. He wants to fight it back because he wants to get past Equals, and Adam getting past Young Tommy is going to help Bradfield put away, and he's going to keep that move. He's got so much grip on those tyres. Yeah, fair play to Adam there. He's still fighting despite all those penalties. He knows he's not going to get any points, but 6D and FC, both Mercedes. Oh, Adam's lost it. He's lost it. He's gone wide. He's careful when he comes back on the track as well, and Young Tommy gets that move back. Both Mercedes DNF, both Renault DNFs. The Park just going around the outside, a serious Mushroom, and they leave a good. The Park left a good amount of room and went wide. Not really the easiest place to overtake there, is it? But they're both on for good points still, and now we go on board with Vice Sheng, and Bradfield goes wide, so he's not going to get. Yeah, he's going to lose a good few positions, and he might fall down even more. Vice Sheng, he's had his obstacles, and he had a spin, then the late safety car. He knew what he was doing. Vice Sheng crosses the line and wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. Plotters is in second. I think Liam might get second here. Let's have a look at Liam. Does he jump up to second? He does with no penalties. By a 10th up to third. Third is Plotters. Equals is in fourth. Brilliant race there from Equals, avoiding penalties. Bev's in fifth. Mate. Sloth 6th. Leparkton moves up to 7th. Great race. Got his head down after spinning early on. Gets up to P7. Bradfield in P8 got lucky under the VSC, having a cheap pit stop, but couldn't make those fresh tyres count. It's a pity softs don't go further around here. This is giving driver of the day to Adam. Obviously, of our own vote. We got 21 seconds of penalties. Could have been fourth, saying 4 notes. We haven't got a clue what happened there. He just went flying into the wall. McKenty wouldn't have got any points anyway, but we'll see. Still not sure what happened there. As we see Vice Sheng there.
I enjoyed that.
Oh, I enjoyed that too. Yeah, some of the penalties just cost Adam Farf. Yeah, Jake the Slayer and McKenty were classified, but it was Theo's DNF which caused that safety car at the end. Irish had a similar crash to Theo. Woods looks like he just straight lined into the wall. Shadders, we don't know what happened to Shadders on that one, but we missed him in the race. Serious Mushroom picks up a point. Good to see him racing the championship. Young Tommy picks up 2. 4 points for Bradfield.
Mushroom, didn't I?
You did. Bradfield's going to pull clear of the relegation zone. The Park to get 6 points. Yes, I think Liam with that will take P1 back in the standings off Sloth. Great result there for Equals. Plotter's in P3 too. I think that's his first podium in the championship. Good effort there in Vice Sheng. Taking a stonking win. Pushes right towards the top of the standings as well. Oh, Mushroom saying his position is wrong, he thinks. Oh yeah, because he left the session. Yeah, because he left the session early on, so he might be ahead of you. We'll have a look. We'll have a look at the... he might be ahead of you, yeah, we don't know. I'll have a look through the stream. He might be in P8, you know. So, he might even be in P7, because I don't think he had any penalties, did he? Yeah, I think he's definitely ahead of you. If he crossed... Mushroom, did he cross the line ahead of Leparkter, or just behind him? Did he get you in the end? I think if it was ahead of Leparkter when he was 7th, he was just behind Leparkter and he's 8th. Yeah, he's definitely ahead of you. So don't you go giving it the big one.
No, I'm not.
Oh. Yeah, brilliant race from Plotters and Equals, that didn't it? Yeah, absolutely was.
What happened with Jake the Slayer and what happened?
He just looked like him and McKenty just went flying into the wall. I don't know what happened, but the wheels both came off. Huge crash. I don't know what happened with him, but I bet you're glad that weren't
brilliant.
You sat behind him.
I'm glad it wasn't. I backed off when I was behind him.
Oh. Anyway, That's us done. That was an eventful race, wasn't it? You're always going to get DNFs at Hungary. Premier League tomorrow night. 7:30 stream, well 7:25 stream will start, and we'll get that going for the Premier League. Looking forward to that one. Should be an absolute belt. Another track, I think. Racing is just non-stop. Brilliant, entertaining race. Well done to the top three and everyone who finished the race even. Anyway, we're going to end it there. We'll see you tomorrow night, 7:25. Thanks very much for watching.